Hello everybody and welcome back. This is episode 100. How on earth did I get here? Never mind. I suppose I ought to say something to mark the anniversary. Well, the first thing to say is thank you for watching and thank you for participating in the comments section. I have to say that I have learned so much from the comments. What else? I'm grateful for everybody who watches. I have to say it has added a level of fun to doing this that I don't think would have happened had I been playing it by myself. Some people have said that they have decided to play solo because they did watch these videos, and that is very flattering. I have tried to encourage some people to tell us a bit more and to keep us all up to date with their own adventures. That really hasn't happened. And I can understand why. It is a bit of a chore to type things in, especially if it seems to be quite a lot of typing, and not everybody wants to do it. But I would encourage people to use the comment section here for more than just commenting on the video. I would like to add a bit of community spirit to the place. There are some regulars and I'm grateful for their presence. Sometimes if it wasn't for them, then nobody would comment. Yeah, it's been great. I suppose I ought to have done more to celebrate this 100th anniversary, but I'm not that sentimental a person. So let's get cracking. The other thing to notice is that we're well into this game. I think this is session 24 of Night's Dark Terror, and we aren't even through this chapter south of the river. And the party wake up on night day the 16th of Flamont. Last session I miscalculated by a day, so hopefully back on track. And the weather is light clouds, light showers, warm with a wind, and the moon is beginning to wane. Okay, so the party are here, and they can see the lake here, and they can see the river running southward, so they're going to make for it, and it's going to take them half a day to get to about here. So I will roll for a morning encounter, and according to the expert rules, if you're in the hills, there is a 2 in 6 chance of something. We get the something. The odds of the 2 in 6 are guaranteed that you get an encounter, because you then use the encounter tables in the expert book to work out what that is. So I would then roll from here, and I would be guaranteed to get something. However, if I use these tables, the encounter may end up with nothing or something friendly. So the odds of combining both the expert rules and these rules, well, it lessens the odds of an encounter. So what I will do is I will roll on this table until I get something. And that's an 18, and we're in the hills during the day, and an 18 is 2 to 5 wolves. So that's 1d4 plus 1. And that's 5 wolves. Right, so we have to begin the encounter as always. Let's see if anybody got surprised. There is no surprise. Let's roll to see how far away the wolves are. And they're very far away, they're 170 yards away. And let's roll for their reaction towards us. And that is possibly attack. Okay, now they're very far away. I think what we'll do is we'll stop our horses. We won't approach them, but we'll see if they come up to us. So we will dismount and we will get ready. And that's 7, and that is attack. So these wolves decide to come charging over towards us. Okay, so now we have to roll for round number 1. And who gets initiative? And we get initiative, and that gives us plenty of time to get into formation and to shoot at 2 of them. They have 11 hit dice each and an AC of 7. So Liz hits and takes one down to 4. Sylvia misses. Again, is Malin going to cast a sleep spell for 5 wolves? Yeah, he is. He feels it. So he's going to cast sleep. And that's enough to put 7 hit dice of them to sleep. That is the equivalent of 3 of them. So there are 2 left standing, and one of them is injured. And Donard and Carrick are going to do nothing but wait for those 2 wolves to run up to them. Given the huge encounter distance and the speed rate of a wolf, I'm going to say that the fight really begins in round number 2. And we get initiative again. So Liz can shoot, and she kills the wolf that she was on. Sylvia can shoot. Can she shoot? With a short range bonus, she hits AC 7, which is good enough to hit, and she does 5 damage. That wolf is down to 6. And Donard does enough to hit and kill it, and we're going to dispatch the other 3 wolves. So there we go. That was an encounter of 5 wolves during the middle of the day. Right. Now it's going to take us a good while just to get into the forest and find a spot to camp for the evening by the river. Is there an evening encounter? There is. Okay. Well, let's roll on the table to see what this one is. And this is 7, and this is forest during the evening, and a 7 is 1 to 3 boars. We haven't encountered a boar before, though sometimes that might describe me. Firstly, let's see how many. There's 1. Let's see how far away the encounter is. That's 130 yards away. That's quite far away in a forest. And let's see what the boar's reaction towards us is. And that's 9. That's possibly friendly. So I think this is a boar snuffling around the undergrowth. We're determined not to disturb it, but it might suddenly smelt us. So what does it think of the fact we're in the neighbourhood? And that's 8. And that's friendly. So yes, it just snuffles its way through the undergrowth and walks off. So the party will camp here for the night, and they will wake up on Lost Day in the 17th, Flamont. And it's clear, dry, cool, with a slight breeze. And that breeze can be heard in the treetops rather than in the ground. We're extremely sheltered here. The party are around here, and they've been told that the Wolfskull lair is roughly 20 miles into the forest and west of the river. Now they're not going to really be able to judge 20 miles that accurately, so there are 3 hexes here which follow the river, and they will leave and go westward from one of them, and I will roll 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. And they head westward from this one. They're now here. Now, are they going to have a morning encounter, or well, actually this is midday? And they aren't. But now the thing is, they can get lost. They will want to go here, but they could go here or here. So again, it's 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. And they end up here. Now this blue area I have coloured in because this is called a petrified forest. This petrified forest is an eerie and silent place with little or no colour to relieve the grey stone of the stiff, blighted trees and undergrowth. The trees were transformed while in full leaf and now form a dense, opaque canopy which draws a shadowy twilight gloom over the forest floor. The only living things here, patches of pale moss and lichen on tree trunks and limp web-like creepers hanging like shrouds from branches. Deep in the Dimrak forest is a dismal valley, smitten centuries ago by a magical blight that turned every living thing, plant or animal, to stone. And we're told that the party will come across petrified birds and animals, deers, foxes, boars, etc. Patches of tangled petrified overgrowth rise to an average height of 8 feet, and you can smash them. The forest is so dense that visibility is only 100 feet. Now, there have been stories of petrified bit of forest, and this is the party's first time seeing it, so they're going to stop and wonder for a moment at this natural phenomenon. But they have not heard any rumours that the wolf skull lair is actually inside the petrified forest, so they are here and they still intend to head westward, but they might end up going in the wrong direction. And they do, they go southward here, though they do still believe they're going westward. And it's too high to see the sun in the sky. So they are going to go this direction, believing it to still be westward, but they could end up going in either of these two directions as well. And they end up going this way. So the party are here, and they are going to camp, and the sun is about to set, so they're going to camp overnight here on top of a giant O, and I'll roll to see if they meet anything in the middle of the night. And they don't. Right, I'll take a break and we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. The party have camped out over here and they have travelled 12 miles. This is more than they expected, so it has occurred to them that they have got lost because they think, according to everything they've been told, they should have hit the goblin lair sooner than they have. They passed through this petrified forest, which was an interesting thing to look at, but it did not occur to them that the goblin lair was in the petrified forest. So they wake up on Flowermont the 18th, and the weather is clear, dry, warm and calm. All of these are the best conditions you could get. Now that they're aware they aren't going in the right direction, there is at least an 80% chance they can see the sun rising in the east, or they can at least see the sky getting brighter in the east. So if they roll 80% or less, then they know where north, south, east and west is. And they get a 7, so yes, that's good. So they thought they were heading westward in this direction, and it's pretty clear to them they're completely off track because westward is here. So they've sussed that they've gone southward instead, so they should go northward. Now will they go northward here, back to the river, or here? That's less than 50. That is more than 50. And that's 32, so yes, they moved back into the petrified forest. This forest, we were told, had many stone animals in it, and these animals do act as a bit of a landmark. So if you were to see a stone wolf attacking a stone bear, well, you're going to remember that. Or if you saw 2 stone deer with stone fawn, you might remember that. So they have realised they have been here before. And so they're going to go north again, and they're either going to go this way or this way. And the odds are the same. If they roll 50%, they go this way. If they roll more, then they go that way. And they roll a 65. So yes, they're back here, and they have been here before. So they're just going to go due west. And eventually, after half a day wasted, they hit the wolf skull lair. Well, actually, what they see in front of them is this. Now this looks like a real mess of a map, so I will have to kind of describe what it is. These splat shapes are treetops, and the long shapes between the treetop shapes are walls. So what has happened is that the goblins, they have made a lair for themselves by building walls between the stone tree trunks of the petrified trees. And because, of course, the trees grow in a random pattern, they have done their best to make a series of rooms. This means light does filter through. It's not entirely dark, but it isn't entirely bright, so the goblins don't have any penalties for fighting during the daytime, but at the same time, you won't need a torch or a lamp. Infravision should work, but it also means that these areas are impenetrable. So the party have come from here, and the first thing they need to do is either go north or south to see if they can get through these walls. It's pretty obvious this is a construction, and it's obvious they have come across the goblin lair. The first thing they have to do is work out how to get into it, and they see a river to the west, so they're going to try southward, and they see a river to the south. And as they have been doing this, time has been ticking on, and it has indeed gone past the middle of the day. So when they get to here, they see that there are two rivers and a much wider junction. So they're going to go back to this river, and the only thing they can do is ford it. If we look at this map, these rivers aren't drawn. They aren't even drawn as dark lines for a stream. Had the party come from the Viper Goblin lair, they would have hit this trail here, and they wouldn't have to ford this river. But because they have come from the east, they have to cross this river. But that is not as easy as you think. Black rivers. In the gloom, the muddy rivers which flow by the lair appear black. They are infested with cold water piranha, sea new monsters. Any creature entering the river is attacked by a shoal of D6+4 piranha. So let's look at these piranhas. One bite per shoal. The dreaded piranha are small black fish up to 1 foot in length with bulging eyes and mouths filled with vicious teeth. They inhabit rivers, lakes and prey on creatures that enter the water. Piranhas attack in shoals of 5 to 10 creatures. See normal rats, okay. Inflicting 1d4 points of damage per shoal. Once the victim's blood has been spilt, the attacking shoal and all those within 100 feet downstream and 10 feet upstream go into a killing frenzy for 1d6 rounds. While frenzied, the fish make the water churn with their thrashing and may attack at +3 to hit for 3 to 6 hit points of damage per shoal. Right, that was all really overly complicated for what really is a simple situation. Right. Okay. The party tests the water by putting a staff into it. Donard uses the staff of healing, and it's shallow enough to ford. He's the tallest, so he is going to ford it. So there are D4+6 piranhas. There are 8 piranhas in this shoal, and they attack as one, and they have a THAC0 of 19. Do they get through his armor? And they don't. They do try to attack his legs, so yes, he's being attacked. He gets across to the other side. Malin is going to cast sleep into the water. We can treat these piranhas like rats. So let's just cast sleep on them. Ah yes, that's easy enough to put all of them to sleep. I think we were told rats are half dice monsters. That would have put 18 of them to sleep, and that is more than enough. So with the piranhas asleep, everybody hurries and makes it across the river. And eventually they find this path, and then they find the bridge. So what happens on the bridge? Log bridge. The flattened top of this stony log bridge is only wide enough to be crossed single file. Okay, so the party have made it to the edge of the Wolf Skull Goblin lair, where hopefully their adventure will end in success and they will find Stephen. So the party are making it across this bridge, and they are about to enter into the Wolf Skull lair. I will end this session here. It's a bit shorter than usual, but I'm experiencing so many technical difficulties at home, and dealing with companies these days, it's just a nightmare. So I will continue this next time, and again, this session might be shorter than usual. Hopefully everything will be resolved, and I will see you again next time. So until then, goodbye.